What we have here is a 1973 Snake, driven by Don Perdone. But if you'll notice, it's got Tom McEwen stickers on it, which the manufacturer at the time, Hot Wheels, Mattel, put those stickers on the side of them because they had an excess of them. Mattel wasn't doing very well that year, so therefore they did some funny things to some of the cars in 1973. If you notice, it doesn't have any plastic windows in there, which is a funny thing because a lot of people will find this car and they'll assume that it's a 1970 and it had busted out windows in it. That's what some people assume, so therefore you can find a deal on a 1973 car, which by far these bring more money than a 1970. So I guess that's just the way that is. I found this one online at shopgoodwill.com, and I paid about $168 for it. That's probably about the real going rate for these. I've seen them go for $300 and something. I think they list in mint condition for like $700, something like that. So here you go. We'll take a look at this one. This one doesn't have the Coca-Cola sticker in the rear. It's missing that, so you got to deduct for that. If you notice, though, it's pretty funny that they stick those Tom McEwen stickers on the side of it. When I bought this one, I was really confused for a very long time as to why it had Tom McEwen stickers on it. And it was a 69 casting with the snake underneath the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see here. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can see that. You can see it lifts up. It doesn't have the plastic insert, the prop to hold the car up. It's another thing they eliminated along with the windows. So anyway, I was confused about the stickers for the longest time. I thought that those come along with the stickers that the kids could stick on the cars, but the manufacturer stuck those stickers on the side of the car, and just because they had an excess of them. So I don't think they did the same thing to the Snake, though. I'm sorry, to the Tom McEwen's car. I think they went ahead and stuck the correct stickers on that car. So that was a funny thing that they were doing in '73. Here's another thing. Let me point this out. In 1973, and this went with a lot of these cars, not just this one. If you notice, there's a hole in the hub of the car, right in the center of the front hub. Yeah, you should be able to see that on video. Well, that's indicative of all 1973 cars. Now in 1974, a lot of the cars have a hole in the front and a hole in the rear. You'll see that on a lot of 1974s. Now why Mattel did that, who knows? But that's one way that I use to spot a 1973 or a 1974. Now don't get me wrong, not all cars in 1974 had the holes in the hubs like that, and it wasn't just indicative of 1974s either. But for the most part, that holds true. So I don't know, maybe someone might correct me on that, but as far as I know, that's the truth. Anyway, this is a pretty good example of a 1973 Snake. I mean, overall, this one, it has a nick right there. I wish it didn't have that nick in it. But this one is in excellent condition. The enamel paint is in really good condition. As you can see, it's still shiny. Now that's another thing about 1973 cars. They didn't put Spectraflame paint on the cars in 1973. They used enamel. And that enamel is not a very good paint, so therefore it chipped off real easy. All you had to do is just, pitch those cars against a wall or against one another, and that enamel paint would just chip. And throughout the years, the paint just has chipped off a lot of 1973, so it's very difficult to find a 1973 without chip paint on it. That much I can guarantee you. So get online. And if you're interested in collecting 1973s, they're a lot more rare than the other cars because they didn't make as many of them. And, so they make it a little bit more collectible. There's some people out there, and that's all they do is collect 1973 cars. So get online and get you some of those and add them to your collections. The 1973s is something you should have in your collection if you're collecting Hot Wheels. But you just have to know what a 1973 is, and hopefully these little pointers that I'm giving you will help you out. So just remember, on a Snake, it doesn't have any windows in it. It doesn't have the prop in it to hold the car up. It's got that little hole in the hub. And the Snake has the Tom McEwen stickers on it, the Mongoose stickers, as opposed to the Snake stickers, which that's what it should have on it, but that's not what the manufacturer put on it. So that way you're not confused like I was for the long time. It took me getting the Elite Redline guide to explain that to me. And I looked everywhere online for that, but no one was saying anything until this Elite Redline guide came out. That's the Elite Redline Guide by Jack Clark and Sid Belsberg, which has been a very difficult book to get. But I'll throw out another video on that. I put out a price guide video here recently, and I guess I had a few choice words to say about the cost of an Elite Redline guide. But I recently found one on eBay, and I got a good deal on it. It was still very expensive. But anyway, I'm going to make another video on that. So be looking forward to that. With that said, that's about all I can say about a 1973. Just get you some, add them to your collection. There's some pretty cool cars to have. Now for comparison, here's a 1970 Snake. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the stickers on it. Maybe I should buy some reproductions on eBay and put them on there, but haven't done that yet. But as you can see, this one has the plastic windows in it. And it has the front post to hold the body up, unlike the 1973. If you look at the front wheel here, you'll notice that the front wheel is solid hub. Those are the differences that I was showing you on the 1973. So that's the differences. The enamel paint's still the same. I think they only made Spectre Flame paint on like one series of these Snake and Mongoose cars. Matter of fact, I think it was just the Mongoose, but don't quote me on that. Maybe someone could tell me that online. I think it was a 1971 or 72 version that had the blue Spectre Flame paint on it. Alright, I just wanted to show you the differences of these two cars. And hopefully that helps out. Alright, well thanks a lot. If you like it, like and subscribe. Thanks for coming to my site.